Hey guys, this is Deep and that's Chandrima. Welcome to Sense Saga. Today's topic, part 2 of EM5. We basically ran a poll in our community section and we asked which video should we do next. Not everybody, most of them basically voted for part 2 of EM5, where we buy some more perfumes from the EM5, compare it with the OGs and see how close the smell is to the OG. So the perfumes that we are going to be testing today are basically EM5 Ultra, which is the clone of JPG Ultra Male. We are pitching it up against Afnan 9 PM because I didn't have the JPG Ultra Male decant. And this Afnan 9 PM decant is purchased from Perfumes Decant India. Next, I have got EM5 Soiree Elixir, which is basically Sauvage Elixir's clone. And we are pitching it up against the Sauvage Elixir. And this 4 decants are basically, 5 decants are basically from Sentira. The next one we have is EM5 Pause, which is basically a clone of YSL-Y. We have got EM5 Soiree, which is basically their clone of Dior Sauvage. That is Soiree Elixir. This is Soiree.
Oh, okay. This is
so Sauvage Elixir and Sauvage. Okay. The next one we have got EM5 Harbour, which is the clone of Creed Aventus. We have got EM5 V Dylan, which is Versace Dylan Blues clone. And then the last one is EM5 Chase, which is the clone of Terre. This Terre is an official decant from Terre itself. I don't know if you can see it. This is a 2 ml decant that I got from Splash Fragrance, and this is an official decant from them. So these are the 7 perfumes that we are going to be testing. The format remains the same. Chandrima is going to smell the perfumes, the OGs as well as the EM5s, and then she is going to decide like how close the perfume is to the OG so that we have an unbiased opinion about the same. And I have already tested them, so once she gives her rating, I'm going to give my opinion on the same as well, and we are going to discuss the projection, longevity, pricing for each one as we move forward. So with that,
do I also tell like if I like it standalone or not?
Yeah, as a standalone, you also need to tell me if it's not a good clone, as a standalone perfume, if you want to recommend it to somebody. And there is one legal disclaimer. I mean, a subscriber of mine actually highlighted this out, and thank you so much for doing that. Disclaimer, we are not perfume experts, we are perfume enthusiasts, and whatever we say or recommend in this video is purely our own recommendation and our own preferences and our own opinions. So please read the legal disclosure we have in the video description for more details. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. So the first perfume that she is testing is Afnan 9 PM, which is a clone of JPG Ultra Male. See how close this matches to Afnan 9 PM. By the way, this is coffee.
Same coffee in a different bottle.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe they are in the same DNA of being a sweet perfume, but I do not think that they are like the exact clone, or they were able to clone it to the T. I think this one, EM5, has given it a lot of bubblegummy flavor to it, whereas Afnan 9 PM has some other flavors also.
I personally feel I get a hint of minty note as well with the bubblegum in the EM5's version. There's a slight hint.
I mean, there might be, but it is very mild.
But that is something that is missing in Afnan 9 PM. And Afnan 9 PM has got a bit more spices. EM5 doesn't. I think that is kind of a case with a lot of the JPG Ultra Male clones. I mean, they kind of replicate the bubblegummy nature quite a lot, but somehow they miss out on the spices. I mean, we did a...
Yeah, I think the same perfume have been tested like the previous...
we did a one for the Follow Me perfume.
Follow Me.
And in that case as well, they kind of did the bubblegummy thing.
Correct.
But that spiciness was kind of missing.
Correct.
And the same applies to EM5. But as a standalone perfume, I mean, tell me how close it is on a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, they're not very close.
How much will you?
I will give it a 5.
5.
I mean, since they're in the same DNA, they're sweet perfume.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 5. So as a standalone, I think I have also given a good mark to Follow Me also. So I'm giving this one as also a good mark. I can go with this perfume, like EM5's Ultra.
Yes.
Now, what is the longevity and
The problem is the performance. I mean, for most of the EM5 perfumes, the problem that I feel is with the projection and longevity. But for the EM5's version of Ultra Male, which is basically EM5 Ultra, the projection is tad bit better.
Okay.
Because most of the ones that I've tested last around 3 to 3.5 hours. This one kind of stretches a bit more, maybe 4 to 4.5. But the last 1 hour is very, very, very mild. I mean, in terms of the scent bubble it creates.
Okay.
Again, the projection is around 45 minutes max. And then it kind of becomes a very close skin scent. But I mean, for the price of 900, that is not a bad choice. But
What
there are others.
What is the price of Afnan 9pm or the original one? I mean, whatever.
The OG is around 7,000 to 8,000. Afnan 9pm is 3,000.
Okay. Not bad.
And this one is 900 for a 50 milliliter, which
So
is
it's
like a 1800 for a 100 milliliter. But you have tested Rum's Silver previously, which is Afnan's 9pm's very close alternative, but it's available for 1,300. So for that price, I feel that Rum's Silver is a better option than this.
Yeah, and if in case I really want to go with the original and the closest version of the original, I'll also go for 9pm. After 9pm.
Yeah, I know. Because After 9pm basically stays a long duration projects very properly, and it's a good versatile perfume.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next one, which is EM5's Soiree Elixir versus Dior Sauvage Elixir. Chandrima, you go ahead and try them out.
Do you spell? Like
Soiree, Soiree. So what would I pronounce it? Soiree.
I don't know the pronunciation is right or not. Anyway, this is not my genre.
Sauvage.
Sauvage Elixir. Okay. Pretty much there.
Pretty much there. How close?
I'll give it a 7.
Okay, in terms of the closeness, this is a 7. The previous one from Olga was a flop.
Very, very flop.
So this one is kind of there. Okay, as a standalone, how much will you give this?
I think if someone wants to go with this, they can easily, I mean the original one.
The original one is
Elixir.
Yeah.
They can easily go with
Soiree Elixir.
Soiree Elixir. They're very close. Until and unless you have ever smelled the original one, you would not find too much of a difference.
But there is one thing again that I feel, I don't know if you noticed it or not. I felt that EM5's Soiree Elixir is a bit more brighter. The spices on the Sauvage Elixir is a bit dense. The spices on the EM5 Soiree Elixir is a bit on the lighter side. And that is the only thing. I felt that this was more bright, whereas this was a bit more dense.
I'm not very sure of the brightness and the denseness, but I mean...
So the closeness, it was like 70%.
Yeah, 70% is there. If you have never smelled the original one, this is a very good clone option that a person can go for. Again, that depends on how much price Elixir is.
The OG is 14,000.
Oh, yeah.
This
go
one
for
is
EM5.
900.
EM5
and
is nice.
This is a good option. But I would not have went with the Soiree Elixir from EM5 for 900 because there are some other clones out there.
Okay.
Which are available for around 1,400 for 100 milliliter. This is around 1,800. So that is a good option for me. Okay. Maybe if people comment in the comment section like they want the comparison for all the Dior Sauvage Elixirs, we will get a video done. Okay. And then I can disclose it. And that is the reason I'm keeping those as a secret for now.
I mean, I might have never smelled it.
Yeah, I think you haven't.
I don't think I have.
But as a standalone perfume for this video,
go for it.
For this video, for Chandrima, because she has not smelled the other clones, she is okay with Soiree's EM5 Elixir. Sorry, EM5's Soiree Elixir. But for me, there are better options. So that's my opinion. That's her opinion on the same. Now let's move on to YSLY's clone, which is EM5 Pause and YSLY itself.
This one also Olga had, no?
Yeah, their one was OCD.
That was like okay-ish, no?
No, that was not okay-ish.
That was also failed.
That failed. As a standalone, you liked it, but...
Okay, cool. Wait. They have given something extra to... I mean, the EM5 has given something extra.
I know.
I don't know what, but the smell from YSLY are there. But EM5 has given something on top of what the element was there in YSLY. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think in Pause, one thing is missing.
I don't know that, but if in case I want to rate before you give your opinion,
Yeah.
I want to rate it at 6. I mean, there is something which is either missing or they have given it more.
Okay, for me, the only thing that feels missing in EM5's Pause is the balance between the green apple note, the citruses, and the ginger. They wanted to recreate it, but somehow, somewhere, the proportions were kind of different. That is what I personally feel.
Yeah.
As a standalone perfume, did
I
you
don't
like?
mind. I don't mind a guy wearing it. But how much is YSLY in terms of the cost?
7,500 to 8,000.
For 100.
Yeah.
I would go for YSL.
Previously, we did one more video where you basically liked the Maison Alhambra Yeah Man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I think this is the one, Maison Alhambra's Yeah Man. I mean, a few subscribers has commented that we should try Albeit Aldamashki's. Yeah, Albeit Aldamashki. Okay, they have got a very good clone of ISLY. I haven't tried it yet.
Names, I'm too bad with names.
But for me still, Maison Alhambra's Yeah Man, because this comes at around 1500 for 100 milliliter. While this is around for the same price. So if somebody is looking for a YSLY clone, I still feel that this is a better option. And also the performance on this one is not that great. That 3 to 3.5 hours applies for this one as well.
Performances are the standard 3 to 3.5
3 to 4 hours is standard. Only I'm going to mention the ones which outperform, because the rest, the projection and longevity remains the same.
I have a question. If somebody really sweats too much, what happens to the longevity? They reduces, right?
Whatever the longevities are, I'm telling you, they're for the clothes. Because the skin chemistry is different from different people, and that is the reason I don't want to see a number which is very, very, very personal. And also 3 to 4 hours, I'm telling, when the weather is moderate. If it's very high heat weather and there is too much humidity around, then the numbers might change. So let's move on to the next one. EM5 Soiree and Dior Sauvage, the OG. The OG is Dior Sauvage.
I heard Bauji.
No. No, OG.
Okay.
This smell DNA I know you like.
I like. Same element, but the proportions were different, and hence they're not same. But they're in the same DNA, so I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, they're there. It's not like they're different. I mean, if they're putting them side by side and comparing, then they will understand. Yeah, I mean, you will say that maybe there is a hint of difference, but I don't know what is the difference. It's very close. But for her, it's a 6. For me, it's a 7.5. I feel it's much more closer than a 6. The longevity remains the same, which is 3 to 4 hours. For Dior Sauvage, the OG, that's completely different. That is a very long-lasting perfume.
Yeah, I think I absolutely like the DNA.
Let's try these two. Creed Aventus and EM5 Harbour.
Not bad. Okay, side by side they're different, but they're not bad.
I mean, standalone it's not bad, but side by side they are different.
You can understand a little bit of a difference to the elements. I mean, again, because of the mixture of what they have done, but they're very, very same. I'll give it an 8 to closeness.
You're going to give this an 8?
I'm going to give it an 8. It's very close to my nose.
For me, this is again a 7.5. For her, it's an 8.
And 7.5, 8 is same.
The difference that I feel with the Creed Aventus and the EM5's Harbour is the richness. And this is actually a rich perfume. 35,000 is basically a richness.
Yeah, it's very premium. But I don't mind Harbour as well.
I mean, if you can't go ahead and purchase a Club de Nuit Intense Man, I feel that the EM5's Harbour lacks that smoky birchwood, but it's a similar DNA, and they have recreated the version quite well.
Pretty well.
And longevity wise, this is around 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
Not 3.5, around 4 hours. Mama masi ka fark hai. Okay. If in case you don't want to go for EM5, you can go for this one as well. This is Prive Noir by Riffs.
I have smelled this, no?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, this is more close.
This is more close, right? I told you.
Yeah.
This is around, this was again in the previous video, this was much closer.
Yeah.
And I will still recommend for 1800, if you're going for a perfume which smells like Creed Aventus, I think still it's a better deal.
Yeah, correct.
But in case you're going for EM5, you're not doing anything wrong.
No.
That's also a good perfume.
Yeah. I'm not biased on what he is saying, but I think after smelling that, I feel that it is much more closer to Creed Aventus than EM5, but
Harbour,
EM5's Harbour is okay. I mean, if in case you're going with EM5 Harbour, then
You are not going to be wrong if you purchase it.
No.
That's also a good perfume.
Which is more famous, by the way, the house of EM5 or this house?
EM5 is basically an Indian brand.
Correct. And
Okay.
this is UAE.
And this is UAE. Riffs is UAE. The difference that I feel, I mean, I have spoken with a lot of perfumery houses, both in India as well as UAE. The difference in the pricing is because of the taxes.
Correct.
Okay. Due to the taxes, they can spend a lot more on these kind of beautiful bottles. And that is the reason their bottles are more premium. And even with a pricing of 1800, 1700, they can come up with things like this. Whereas in India, when we are making the perfumes and everything, the taxation is pretty high. I mean, EM5 or any perfume company, they have to settle for a minimalistic bottle. Because if they start spending more on the bottle, then they will have to compromise on the juice quality. So that is the only difference. So when they're trying to match that 1700-1800 price, the bottling is going to be different.
Correct.
So, but there is no popular houses because in India as of now, this clone houses are all competing with each other.
I think that is the reason even Aventus is like very simple bottle packaging.
Yeah, Aventus also, that is the reason.
Very simple packaging.
Yeah, Follow Me perfumes are also doing the same.
Very simple.
Yeah, so
Riffs aroma
also. So everybody is following the same pattern. Spend less on the bottling because at the end of the day, the juice quality matters.
Correct.
Okay, so now let's move on to the next one, which is EM5's V Dylan, which is their take on Versace's Dylan Blue.
Okay. I think Versace's, I also have a Versace, right? So Versace's perfumes are little mellowed down. They're very tamed down.
Yeah, because I mean, also this is an EDT, so that is the reason you might feel that it's a bit more milder.
The citrusy note here, the Versace's one is more, whereas this smells a little floral. I don't find they're similar.
So on a scale of 1 to 10?
5.
You're gonna give 5?
Yeah.
I feel that we haven't come across a very good clone of Versace Dylan Blue till now. Because last we tried the Follow Me Perfumes version. Their one was a bit more soapy and a bit more sweeter. Theirs is...
they're not same to my nose.
No, the citrus is a bit different. I mean, this Versace Dylan Blue's citrus is a bit of a bitter citrus.
Bitter citrus, and I think a lot of citrus juice has been given.
Yeah.
And
on
here
this one,
it's like sweet lemon.
Yeah, sweeter citrus.
Lemon.
And the soapiness is also kind of a bit missing. I mean, Versace's Dylan Blue has a hint of soapiness. Well, the Dylan Blue...
There is something missing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to...
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much? 5. Okay, as a standalone, will you go for this one? No. Okay. So, as a standalone, how much would you have rated it?
4.
4. Okay. So, the last perfume in today's list is basically Terre and Chase by EM5.
Chase. I've smelled this on you.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not same. First, let's just clarify that they're not same. But I'm just trying to understand what is the difference. In the EM5 Chase, I am able to smell something that I might have eaten or something. I mean, there is a very familiar note.
I will tell you what it is. Citronella. I mean, vetiverish smell is different, citronella smell is different. This smells more like citronella than vetiver for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
See,
I'm not commenting, but I think I have smelled this eaten or I've sprayed somewhere, maybe a room freshener or something like that. But it's a very similar smell.
I'll tell you. There was a roll-on which used to come, which was a mosquito repellent. Remember? Green color roll-on. We used to.
Is also green.
No. That was like a lotion. Okay, I think it was. I forgot the name of the company. They created a roll-on for the clothes.
I remember.
You roll it on, the mosquitoes will not come.
Yeah.
It had the note of citronella in it. Okay,
because I don't like this.
And instead of vetiver, for the EM5 Chase, I smell more of citronella than vetiver. And personally, I didn't like it either.
It's very harsh on the nose also.
Yeah. So for you, how much would it?
No, it's not same. I'll give it a 2. Maybe they have tried to given all the elements that the actual one has, but
it's
they're
not
there.
Yeah.
And it smells very, very cheap also.
I know. For the attempt, I would have given 1 marks. As a standalone, as an individual perfume, as a clone, whatever, I would have given it 1 marks out of 10, just for attempting it. But I don't think this is a very good recreation of Terre d'Hermès. No. I mean, projection longevity, anyway, we are aware of it. So I'm not gonna recommend this one.
I didn't like that one at all.
Yeah. So out of these 6, which one do you think is the outperformer?
This one.
Dior Sauvage Elixir's clone, which is EM5 Soiree Elixir.
No, not this one. Harbour.
Okay. And
These
another
two are
outperformer to you. For me, I personally feel that the Sauvage is also not a bad option, which is Soiree. But again, from EM5, if you're going for Harbour, you are not going to be disappointed. Yeah. But there are better perfumes out there available. You can check those out as well. For Dior Sauvage Elixir, EM5 Soiree Elixir is a good option. But if you want a video where we discuss all the clones of Elixir itself, do let us know. We will create a video so that it becomes easier for you to finalize on that.
Do you have a favorite?
I don't have a favorite from this one. I mean, because of the performance.
Okay.
I feel that I have tried and tested better. Okay. But in terms of the smell structure, I was kind of happy. Like at least these, like Harbour and Soiree Elixir, were able to match the smell. And one more thing, I don't feel that even if you spray the Harbour, I mean, I'm just gonna spray one puff, see if you find any alcoholic blast.
No.
It's very minimal, right? That is what I feel.
Can you smell, give the actual one.
The actual one?
Yeah.
Which is Creed Aventus? Okay.
I think the openings are different.
The opening is different, I know. Creed's is more richer, more fuller, more smokier, more refreshing. Whereas the Harbour one is not like that.
They're very different.
They're very different, right?
Yeah.
Only when they come into the dry down, which is like 30 minutes for all of them, they kind of get to that similar note. But the opening is completely different.
Very different.
No, I mean, disclaimer to all of you, whenever you're purchasing perfume, just don't go ahead, spray them side by side and say that they are different. Because some of the perfume clone houses, what they're doing, they're able to recreate the dry down, but they might not be able to recreate the opening.
Correct.
So, as most of the time we only smell the dry down, that is the reason the perfume houses are going for the dry down rather than the opening, which fades away in the first 15 minutes. So whenever you're testing the perfumes, give it like 15-20 minutes and then test them out. Then you will be able to actually judge how close the perfumes are to the OG.
Yeah. So, and I think this is a problem when you are shopping in the shopping mall as well, because you're able to just smell the opening, but ultimately the smell will change.
So try and keep the perfume strip with you in the pocket. Later on, take a sniff.
Yeah.
So that you are able to smell the dry down.
Because I had to choose between YSLY and Burberry.
Yeah.
So I liked both of them in the first go, and I liked Burberry more in the first go. So later on, when I smelled it, like after 1 hour or so, YSLY stood out.
YSLY, not YSL.
Sorry, YSL Libre stood out.
Yes. So that is the reason. I know we stretched a bit for the video, but if in case some of my subscribers are watching, this is for you. Whenever you're trying a perfume, go for the dry down, not the opening, which will anyway fade away in the first 15 minutes. So with that, we end this video. I hope this video was insightful enough for you to take a decision. And this is the That's Chandrima signing out. We will see you on the next one very soon. Bye bye.